Good morning, everybody. Well, Jasper here. Welcome to day 48 on the Appalachian Trail. It's April the 12th. It's early, it's dark, it's gray, but it's mild. Humid and mild. Totally different weather yesterday and so far this morning to what we'd had the previous days of the bitterly cold, the high winds, the way below freezing temperatures, the ice, the snow. All of a sudden, spring seems to have arrived here in the Virginia mountains. And I do mean mountains. This morning, from where I camped at the Lynn Creek tenting area, excuse me, a beautiful little spot, quiet, peaceful, flat, beautiful stream, creek, I guess, Lynn Creek. But from there, we started a steep climb, very steep. Don't think it was necessarily the biggest climb we've done by any means, but it was steep, probably somewhere between 700 and maybe 900 feet, I don't know. And now we're on the descent from that particular climb. Now, also this morning, something of interest, we have to ford a river because the bridge is out. Not sure how wide it is, but I've got a good idea of how deep it is. It's anywhere from shin to knee depth, depending on how tall you are, I suppose, and how much rain we've had. Well, it did rain last night. Tent is wet this morning. There was a little lull somewhere around the 5:15-ish mark when I could jump out and pack my tent up, but of course it's wet. The day today, well, right after we fjord the river, we have got a big climb. I think it's around 25 or 2,700 feet of elevation gain. So that's going to be our major big climb. But the first one was a challenge because it was so steep. The river will be coming up soon. It is getting light, so that's good. Once we get across that, then we climb again for that second time. Yesterday was a big day. We crossed the quarter-way mark of the Appalachian Trail. So whatever we've got to do, it's 1/4 of it less. I'll take that, I will. I would take a half less, but we're not there yet. Okay. I just wanted to wish you guys a good morning. I hope your day is peaceful. I hope it's joyous. I hope it's healthy. Hope you're happy. And we'll talk to you guys a little bit further down the trail. Well, this creek does not look that bad by any means. However, socks are off, shoes right here, just in case something stupid happens, like I fall flat on my ass. Of course, we're going to record this crossing. But you know what? There's also a rope there you can use if you wish to hang on to it. Oh, and the water's not bad. So, yeah. Actually, the water feels okay. Not too cold. Because a couple of days ago, I was at a creek and it was terribly icy. A little bit rough underfoot. Maybe I could have worn camp slippers. I did not. But you know what? I'm not particularly seeing any issues other than it's a little bit painful on your sore feet. Just the rocks, that is, not the water. The water's really nice. And we're done. There you go. Not too difficult at all. Let's find a little spot here to sit and put our shoes and socks back on our feet. So there we have it. The treacherous, raging river crossing. Well, okay. Finally, the fog, thick fog, really hard sometimes even to see the trail in front of you. It was so thick and wet. Has dissipated quite a bit. So good time to give kind of a midday update. I did stop at, I think it was called the Crawford shelter, and I had a little lunch there. And then we carried on. From here, where I am now, I have about 9 miles to the next shelter, which is the Jenkins shelter. This particular section is a little kind of awkward on water and camp spots. So I'm thinking that Jenkins shelter will be the best area for me to go to. And of course, there's tenting there too. Water. And again, it's another 9 miles ahead of me. If I do that, that will give me an 18.9 mile day. So that's a very solid day for me for sure, especially with the two horrendous climbs we had this morning. The first one was a challenge, the second one was really difficult. But we're doing fine now. Feeling better after we had some lunch, which was a chicken tortilla with some goldfish crackers and a couple of granola bars. Some electrolyte water, and we were good to go for a little while anyhow. I'm going through an area that's a burn area. Take a look. There's been fire through here at some point. I don't know when. Further behind me there was more burn area and a really strong smell of burning of the fire. So I don't think it's that long ago. Definitely this year. Although, you know what, maybe not, because some of that growth that's coming up wasn't done in a year. Maybe last year, I don't know, but definitely relatively recently, for sure. Over here, people have camped right here. They've left their cans. You can see that on the ground, that trash. Yeah. Anyhow, lots of signs of coyote this morning. Coyote droppings on trail, especially at the ball, the high elevation. We were up about, I don't know, almost 5,000 feet, 4,700 feet anyhow. But the day progresses well. Not a great deal of anything too exciting to report. Now, I have ordered another wind muff from Amazon.com to be delivered on Saturday. Well, it should be delivered tomorrow actually. I bought the extra expedited shipping, expedited shipping, and that's going to the Plaza Motel where I'll be on Saturday. So I'll be able to do a little better job with the wind noise in the GoPro. A little breezy right now, but not too bad. So hopefully the audio is acceptable. Yeah, there's been a lot of cleanup here. Look down there. Yeah, definitely wildfire going on. Okay, let's just keep logging miles. Right now, mid-afternoon, probably around, I'm going to say 3 o'clock. It's around 4.5 miles to the next shelter, which is the Jenkins shelter. And I think that's going to be working out just fine. Today I found, and yesterday, for some reason, to be just hard days. I haven't done much recording today. It's just been a challenge, just kind of getting through the trail today. But it will give me an 18.9 mile day, which is great. Takes off a few miles that I have to do this coming Saturday when I hike into Parishburg for my zero Saturday night, and of course Sunday night, Sunday being my zero at the motel. So that's okay, that's good. A little bit behind me, oh, half a mile or so, I crossed Virginia 623, little country road, dirt gravel type road, and there was a cache of water, almost depleted, but there was enough for me to fill my electrolyte bottle and have a nice drink. So that was a good thing. And I'm sure from what the app map gut hooks far out tells me, there is water at the shelter. Although I will check that, because I think I have a couple of water sources coming up now before I reach that shelter, so I'll check that just to make sure. Okay, you know what? Unless something real exciting happens, I'll talk to you when we get to camp, 4.5 miles down the road. Yeah, I've still got about a mile to the actual shelter and tenting area where I'm going to spend the night. However, I just filtered 2.5 liters of water. That's my camp water for tonight and tomorrow morning. I just passed a creek and spring, and the water was absolutely crystal clear and cool and inviting. I also wet my muff and my wet. I also wet my buff and give my face and neck a wipe down, get the sweat off from today a little bit. But just beautiful water, and I thought, you know what? I don't mind carrying that water, 5.5 pounds or more of water this mile to the camp, just because it was so beautiful. Such nice water, just fresh and clean and pure. We just haven't seen many water sources. I know there is water supposedly at the actual shelter, but this was just so nice. I thought, I'm just going to grab my water here, which I did. But yeah, about a mile to go to camp. We're doing just fine. Take a look at the trail here. Lots of rhododendrons ever since day one. I'm starting to see a few more buds and very small kind of what's the making of leaves, but very small buds and beginning of leaves on some of the trees. So I guess spring is coming for sure. The warmer weather makes a difference, I know, with the rain. The people are telling us, or somebody told me actually, that the bears are going to be coming out of the local hibernation kind of process very soon, or now. They'll be hungry and ravaging for food and stuff. They said they stick their snouts up and out of the ground or out of their burrows, and if it feels nice to them, out they come. And now is the time. But again, they will be hungry. Oh well. I'm hungry too today, that's for sure. It's been a challenging day, no doubt about that. Yesterday was challenging, today is challenging. Today, 18.9 miles. That's a damn good day for me. So yeah, might have to back off a little bit on some of those miles, I think. I like between, say, 13 and 17 miles in a day. Anything less than that, and it's not, it's not going to be enough above my overall minimum average that I need of 12.5 miles. And much over 17, I'm finding just just too challenging, to be honest with you. The 18.9 today, well, just maybe 1.9 miles too much, I don't know. But anyhow, I'm sticking with the program. The reason why I'm doing that, the 18.9 miles today, is there just simply wasn't a lot of options, according to Facebook, according to Gut Hooks or Far Out, as far as water and tenting sites. I did pass one called the Davis Camp, but it's a 0.4, almost half a mile down a steep hill to the camp, and then that half a mile back out of there in the morning, which actually 0.4 back out, so it's 0.8, almost a mile extra. And I thought, well, I might as well just do that mile in a straight line on the trail, and it's 1 mile less I have to do. Hence the Jenkins shelter, tenting area, and so on seem to be the logical kind of location to head to. Okay, let's just keep doing it. Let's keep going. The end of another day. Day 38 on the Appalachian Trail. 18.9 miles today. It was rugged. It was challenging. There's no doubt about that today. A lot of rocks, a lot of climbing. I can't tell you what the elevation gain today was, but wow. 4,500 feet maybe. I don't know. My tent. I am set up in a beautiful little spot. I'm at a shelter. In fact, right here is the back of the shelter. If we look to the front, there's other tents and other hikers, and there's quite a few over there, all set up and setting up for the night. But my little spot is a perfect little spot right here, quiet, private, just kind of nestled next to some bushes and some trees, on a bed of fall leaves. Perfect, although those fall leaves do drive my allergies nuts. There's a privy here, and there's water here, although we didn't need the water because remember we did filter some really nice spring water about a mile from camp, which was beautiful, by the way. Made my dinner with that. It was great. So yeah, day 48 is done. I will see you guys in the morning, bright and early, as we carry on and start day 49 on the Appalachian Trail. You guys have a really good night, and I will see you soon. Good night.